again I welcome you all for the online classes of Triveni Memorial Senior Secondary School, and today through this video I'm going to give you the explanation of the poem of class 11th from the book Hornbill, and the name of the poem is The Laburnum Top by Ted Hughes. Now before starting with the explanation, as usual, let's talk about the poet. One of the giants of 20th century British poetry, Ted Hughes, was born in Mytholmroyd, Yorkshire in 1930. After serving as in the Royal Air Force, Hughes attended Cambridge, where he studied archaeology and anthropology. Taking a special interest in myths and legends, in 1956 he met and married American poet Celia Plath, who encouraged him to submit his manuscript to a first book contest run by the Poetry Center and awarded first prize by the judges Marianne Moore, W.H. Auden, and Stephen Spender. The Hawk in the Rain, 1957, secured Hughes' reputations as a poet of international stature. According to poet and critic Robert B. Shaw, Hughes' poetry signaled a dramatic departure from the prevailing modes of the period. The stereotypical poet of the time was determined not to risk too much. Politely domestic in its subject matter, understated, the mildly ironic in style. Theme of the poem. Finally, here the poem The Laburnum Top is written by Ted Hughes. It is about the repaying relationship between the laburnum tree and the goldfinch bird. The tree is yellow, silent, and death-like, and is made alive by the bird and her younger ones. The yellow bird has her shelter on the tree where she feeds her young ones. But as soon as the bird leaves to fly in the sky, the tree becomes silent and death-like again. Introduction. The poem The Laburnum Top by Ted Hughes describes the mutual relation between the laburnum tree and a goldfinch. Both of them are yellow in color. The tree is yellow because of its flowers and quite beautiful in appearance. The laburnum tree is beautiful, large, but quite silent and getting naked because of winter. However, the bird goldfinch appears from the sky, and soon the whole tree is surrounded by the sweet chirps of the bird and her young ones. It was previously dead, and now it seems to be alive and shaking until the bird vanishes away again. Dead silence prevails. The poem has been divided into 3 stanzas. There is not set rhyme scheme. The first stanza describes the tree before the bird reaches it. The second stanza describes the coming of the bird, and the final stanza tells the condition of the tree when the bird goes away. That means flew away. Figure of speech which has been used there in the poem are alliteration, September sunlight, suddenness, startlement, the whole tree trembles, whistle, chirp, whispering. Simile, then seek as a lizard. Metaphor, a machine starts up of chittering, the engine of her family, a barred face identity mask, personification, the whole tree trembles and thrills. Transferred epithets, a barred face identity mask. Now let's start with the explanation and let's begin with the first stanza. The laburnum top is silent, quite still. In the afternoon, yellow September sunlight, a few leaves yellowing, all its seeds fallen. In the first stanza, the poet says that he saw a laburnum tree with its yellow flowers. In his words, the laburnum top is silent. The tree is still and looks dead like in the daytime of September. Even the sunlight is also yellow. As it is the time of autumn, the leaves of the tree have turned yellow and its seeds have fallen off it. In this stanza, the poet uses the image yellow color repeatedly. First, the tree's flowers are yellow, then its leaves have also turned yellow and the sunlight is also yellow. The yellow color symbolizes beauty because of flowers, which though have fallen off in the form of seeds, death because of yellow leaves, as well as silence, daytime without rain or wind. In the whole stanza, the poet is trying to describe the miserable condition of the laburnum tree, which is silent, dying, and without seeds, which is useless. Second stanza, till the goldfinch comes with a twitching chirp, a suddenness, a startlement at a branch end, then sleek as a lizard and alert and abrupt. She enters the thickness and the machine starts up, of chitterings and the tremor of wings and trillings. The whole tree trembles and thrills. It is the engine of a family. She stokes it full, then flirts out to a branch end, showing her barred face identity mask. The death-like scene, however, changes as soon as the goldfinch comes with a twitching chirp. Goldfinch is a bright yellow colored bird. Twitching chirp means short chirping sounds. The bird is quite precocious while sitting at a branch end of the tree and has sudden quick movements. Perhaps it is looking out for any danger that might be there. It then goes when the thick bark of the laburnum tree smoothly but abruptly with alertness. As soon as she enters the tree, her nest is inside the laburnum tree. A machine starts up of chitterings and the tremor of wings and trillings. The image of machine here refers to the young ones of the bird. The machine makes a lot of noise when it starts. Similarly, when the young birds see their mother, they start chirping like a machine, fluttering their wings fastly in joy as their mother has come with food. They were hungry as well as sad being far away from their mother. Now the whole tree trembles and thrills. Because of the mother bird and her young ones, the poet probably wants us to feel how a dead like tree becomes alive because it has given space to the bird and her young ones. The birds have gotten shelter and the tree in return has got life. And the goldfinch is thus the engine of a family, which includes the laburnum tree as well. According to the poet, it fills them with fuel, that is, it gives food to the young ones and thrill to the tree. Having done that, she again flies to a branch end. While her dark colored striped face is visible as it is yellow and hence becomes invisible in the yellow leaves of the tree. Third stanza, then with eerie, delicate whistle chirp, whispering, she laughs away towards the infinite and the laburnum sides to empty. Reaching the branch end to the tree, it makes strange but sweet chirping sound and then begins its journey towards the infinite, that is the sky, and the laburnum tree again becomes silent and dead-like. Now students, let's start with the summary of the poem. The poem starts with the description of the laburnum tree whose top was still and silent. Its leaves had turned yellow and seeds had fallen down. It was a daytime in the month of September when the tree was standing still and deathlike. The lifeless tree becomes alive in the arrival of the gold-fringed bird. She came to feed her younger ones, who are on the thickness of the branch. The tree is her shelter. She arrives at the end of the branch with a chirping sound. She further moves to the other side of the branch with a rapid and precautionary movement like a lizard. As soon as she arrives, her younger ones start chirping like the machine and vibrating and flapping their wings. The death-like tree becomes alive and it trembles and shakes. After feeding them, she flies to the other side of the branch. Her dark-colored face with a yellow body was barely visible as she vanished behind the yellow leaves. She flew away in the sky, leaving the tree death-like again. So students, here we finishes with the poem. Hope the poem is clear. So thanks for watching my video. Stay safe, stay healthy.